Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and kind of this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. I do encourage you to think outside of the box when it comes to these readings. This might not just be talking about a romantic connection. This could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, anyone that you are connected to and feeling triggered by at this time that you feel there might be something that's needing to be learned. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for each side of the connection. We will be diving into a different tarot deck for each side as well. So I have all three of those already shuffled. They're out of the picture, but they're already shuffled. These energies can absolutely be swapped, so if you end up resonating more with the energy to my right than to my left, that is totally fine and totally normal. And if you are a cross-watcher, then vice versa. And any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Aquarius, let's dive in. These are some interesting messages. They've all been really interesting today. But on your side of this connection, you have this talisman with growth. So you have this key with this growth card here. The talisman is like a key. It's a mythological key, mythological key that can open any door. The way that I'm seeing this is this connection is giving you the key. It's like it's giving you the key for something, and it has to do with the amount of growth that you're receiving through, being in a connection with this person. Now, they have power with divine feminine. Now, it's interesting. I don't see this as the energy they're actually dealing with. I see this as what their energy is doing for you. All of these messages are definitely more geared, Aquarius, for you. Because the way that I'm saying this, and usually the way that the energies come out, is that the feminine energy is to my left and the masculine energy is to my right. And so what I'm saying is this person is actually, it's like your connection to them is helping you take your power back. I don't necessarily know if it's like this power that you lost in past connections or that you lost through this connection and it's kind of coming back tenfold, but it's kind of this like rebirth kind of energy that I'm feeling through this connection. Now, in between this connection, you have knowledge and new life. So it's almost like this connection is unlocking a door for you to something, to a new life or to new experiences or to new like perceptions, which will in turn be a new reality for you. And so I do feel like there's a lot of this feels very spiritual connection-esque, if I'm being honest. But let's dive in and see what it is that you guys are actually dealing with. This is Aquarius's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. What does Spirit want Aquarius to know about their side of this connection? This is Aquarius's side of the connection to this person, please. Aquarius's side of the connection, please. Aquarius's side of this connection, please. Ooh, okay. There is either... okay, in this connection, you feel, Aquarius, like you're not being heard. You feel like you're not being understood. And I don't necessarily know if that's because there's no communication or just a heavy lack of communication. Because this Ace of Pentacles, this is talking about that opportunity. This connection is opening an opportunity for you. But what I'm confused about is how these two messages are, how they're related. Let me get more on this, please. Clarifying this Page of Swords in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. The Five of Cups. I mean, you're extremely disappointed with how this connection has been going. But I also feel like what it's saying is the disappointment, it stems mostly from this. It's like you don't feel heard, you don't feel understood, you don't feel, validated to a certain extent. Now, someone can't validate us all the time, right? But you should feel like your feelings and your feelings and then their feelings for you are validated sometimes, right? And I just feel like there's this level of not being heard. And all of this is leading you to some sort of a new opportunity. I don't know what that is, though. This is it's very interesting, so bear with me. All right, Aquarius' side of the connection. Okay, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Because so your needs aren't being met here. You have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which means you are giving more to this than you are receiving. You're not receiving what it is that you ultimately deserve here. And this is, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is kind of a karmic cycle, Aquarius, that you're used to. And I feel like it's a cycle of giving more in connections than you receive. And I feel like it's gotten to the point where maybe you do speak up. Maybe you speak up about what it is that you need, or what it is you want, or what it is you feel, but you feel like you're never being heard, or like it doesn't matter. So I feel like it gets to a certain point where you just stop speaking up. And that then gets you stuck in this hole of complacency and just kind of like allowing the bare minimum to be the standard for you. And I feel like that's been something that you have allowed into your life on many different occasions. But let's get more. Aquarius' side of the connection to this person. This is Aquarius' side of this connection, please. But I want to know what the heck this opportunity is. What it's giving you. It's like, ooh, okay. We just saw all three of those cards. Okay, so obviously I'm missing something. Eight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, in the Tower. I get more on this Tower. Since we already saw those messages, it's like this connection and the way that it's making you feel, although really not great, is kind of it's like a blessing in disguise. Let me get this Tower card here. Two of Swords and Nine of Swords. Because, okay, this connection, it provides you with more stress, this Nine of Swords energy, than it does peace. It definitely brings you, it adds chaos to your life. It doesn't add peace. But for some reason, Aquarius, there's a level of you that's settling for it. And maybe that's what it's doing. Maybe the purpose of this connection is to teach you that you don't have to settle. Which is what the key is. It's giving you a key to a new life of not settling. Which opens, when you realize, we're just speaking from personal experience and I mean, experience of other people as well, but when you realize that you're deserving of more than what you've been settling for, the universe opens so many doors for you, but you have to be willing to walk through them. And a lot of times that comes with facing a lot of the fear that we have of things not working out, right? You know, people settle for relationships and connections that don't serve them because they feel like that's as good as it gets. People settle for friendships, romantic partners, even familial relationships that, you know, don't add value to their life, but instead add chaos because they believe that that's all that they deserve. And I feel like, Aquarius, that's a little bit of what you have been doing here. Let's get more for Aquarius' side of this connection. Aquarius' side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. See, you're afraid of the loss here, but there's, okay, so Queen of Swords in reverse, Five of Pentacles, and the Devil in reverse. There's an attachment. And I want to know, my goal is to know where this attachment stems from, because it's like you have your heart closed off to what's best for you because you're so focused on the loss that might surround, that either you feel a loss of not having this person around, or you're afraid of the loss that keeps you investing in it. And with you look at this growth card, like I just did that with my finger, and it made me like kind of realize this, like it's like you're going like around and around and around with this person and this cycle. And honestly, this, I feel like you could take the messages that I'm speaking in this connection and you could apply it to different relationships in your life, because I feel like it's a pretty big karmic cycle for you to settle for less than what you deserve in connections because you're afraid of not having them. So you choose to settle for them instead. And I feel like that ultimately brings you a sense of maybe feeling not good enough, or you start to resent the people around you, or I mean, many things can come from that, but it definitely leaves you in a not so great place. But I want to know if we can get more on this attachment. This is Aquarius's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Aquarius's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Because remember, it's almost like this person and their connection to you is helping you take back your power. So you have this Ace of Wands in reverse. You've kind of been in this like passionless energy, and not just necessarily towards this person. I feel like you've been in this energy of like just kind of going through the motions, doing what you need to do to get through the day, not really experiencing a whole lot of like joy and gratitude and things of that sort. Now, it's interesting because it feels like this settling aspect, this settling thing that you do, which we all do, we've all done, right? It's nothing, absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. But you, not only can you apply it to different relationships, I feel like you can apply this to all aspects of your life, maybe even careers, or like a financial situation, or like other aspects as well. It's almost like, I mean, we accept what we think we deserve, right? And when we accept the bare minimum only, what we're saying is all I deserve is the bare minimum. And this is not, and that just feels like what this is. It doesn't necessarily feel like this is like a cruel person or anything like that. It just feels like they provide you with the bare minimum, and that leaves you very unfulfilled at the end of the day. Is Aquarius' side of the connection to this person? Aquarius' side of the connection to this person, please. Aquarius' side of the connection. There's the King of Wands. Your soul wants you to take action in whatever form that means to drop this burden that you've been carrying. And I'm not necessarily saying that's the connection as a whole, right? And I don't necessarily know how you do that. What is this Ten of Wands in reverse? Could be dealing with a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, you certainly don't have to be. Let me clarify this King of Wands. The Ten of Wands in reverse. I want to know the Empress in reverse. Could also be dealing with a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It doesn't matter though. You don't have to be dealing with either. I just like to call them as I see them. But you haven't been putting yourself first. I mean, that's been, pretty on it, obvious throughout the reading. But it's almost like the only thing that's going to break this cycle, Aquarius, is you. You're going to have to be the one that makes the decision to take action to break this. Maybe you're waiting for the people around you to start to treat you. I know I'm talking about other people, and we'll definitely hone in on this connection in a second, but to treat you like you deserve. But then yet, the more that you settle for their bare minimum, the more that you are sending out the signal of, hey, the bare minimum is all I need. The bare minimum is all I deserve. So who's going to change if they don't feel like they have to? Now, that's where boundaries come into play, right? Because you say, okay, this is what I need. This is what I deserve. I don't like when I'm treated this way. You set the boundaries, and that's when that gives you other people the option to either respect and meet you at those boundaries, or they don't, and they'll either get defensive about them or tell you you're asking for too much, or whatever the case is. And that's a pretty clear sign from the universe, saying, hey, this person doesn't see your value. This person doesn't believe that you are deserving of what you are deserving of. Therefore, that's when you have to make kind of that hard decision. But I just feel like I don't necessarily know if there's a lack of boundaries, or ultimately maybe even a lack of communication. Like maybe you haven't really spoken up about what it is that you need. Maybe you haven't been fully honest about what it is that you're missing. But you have been settling for this. And I feel like that's been going on for a while. This doesn't feel like this is a new thing that's happening in your life. And this person in particular, I feel like just seems to be bringing that problem to the surface more than other relationships have in the past. But let's see what they're dealing with. This is the person that Aquarius is dealing with, side of the connection to Aquarius, with power and divine feminine. It's almost like this person is teaching you how to step into your power. Unknowingly, obviously, they're not actively trying to teach you that. It's just like your connection to them, the purpose of it, right? Because everyone's here to teach us something. This person's energy toward Aquarius, power with divine feminine. The Tower in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. This person's a little all over the place. I feel like they're not super stable in their life. Now, it doesn't mean that they're like an unstable person or like a crazy person. That's not what I'm saying. But they lack stability in their life. And I feel like a lot of that falls on you. It's like their instability somehow becomes your problem. You have the Queen of Pentacles too. So that already covers 3 signs. I'm pretty sure we've seen every sign except for air sign, which is what you are. So it's almost like they're all over the place. They're dealing with kind of a lot of instability, but they're also, with the Tower in reverse, like they're not really doing anything about it. And maybe this person is one of those people, again, sometimes we all have this tendency, but who expects other people to be the solution to their problems instead of finding that solution within themselves. And maybe that's what's fallen on you time and time again. It just kind of feels like maybe there's no room for your problems in this connection because you're always kind of dealing with this person's problems. This person's energy toward Aquarius. And that gets exhausting, no matter how much you care about someone. This person's energy to Aquarius, please. Temperance in reverse with the 9 of Cups in reverse. This person's a very impatient person. They're like, they like things their way. It's like their way or the highway kind of thing. I ask you to make sure that there's room for compromise here. Because I don't necessarily really feel like there is. Now, I'm not saying that they're not, I don't know, maybe they're just not capable of it. Like they don't have the emotional maturity to be able to do that, to meet you in the middle. And I can see how that can be like, I don't know, it can see how that can be frustrating, I mean, at the end of the day, all right, this person's energy toward Aquarius. Because it's like, yeah, there's no room for your needs to be met because this person is taking up all the space in the connection. It's like there's no space for you. There's the Devil. Ooh, okay. They could struggle with addiction. that could also be they struggle with codependency, and that codependency falls on you too. They need someone to take care of them, but they don't know how to reciprocate that. Because we all need someone, we all need to be taken care of at some point, right? It's okay to lean on other people, but this person's always leaning on other people and not really being the person for other people to lean on. That's where the lack of reciprocation comes in, right? So, and I feel like that's kind of where the majority of your frustration, Aquarius, stems from. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Ooh. Okay. They are, so the Queen of Swords in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse. How do I put this in like a soft way? This person is very cold. I don't necessarily know if they have a lot of warmth to them. And it's not, it just kind of feels like it stems from the fact that when people are in survival mode, they withdraw from their emotions, they withdraw from that nurturing aspect of themselves, right? When people don't feel nurtured, it's hard to be nurturing. And I just feel like, it's almost like they've pushed you away in a way. But yet, I don't think they want you to go away. It's interesting. It's like they're pushing you away, but they don't want you to go away. I mean, that's typical self-sabotage, right? Now, we haven't seen the Knight of Wands in reverse, but yeah, we haven't seen the Knight of Wands in reverse. I just feel like sometimes maybe they can be a little bit manipulative is such a aggressive word, but maybe they have a tendency to kind of play mind games to, control the people around them, because they don't know how to be vulnerable, right? They don't know how to be vulnerable. They don't know how to open themselves up. See, but I feel like you know all of this about this person. And I feel like you've loved them through it and been there for them no matter what, but it just doesn't feel like that energy's been reciprocated. Remember, unconditional love does not equal unconditional tolerance. And that's such a major thing in this is I feel like you're well, I care about them and I see why they are the way they are and I want to help them and this, that, and the other thing, but they never show up for you. It's like you show up for them all day long, but they never show up for you. This person's energy for Aquarius, toward Aquarius. There's the king. Oh, look at that. I said we hadn't seen the Knight of Wands in reverse yet. There it is. Okay, yeah, so self-sabotager. And with the King of Swords in reverse, that's another card of being maybe a little bit more mentally manipulative than emotionally. It feels like those kind of people that feel like they say what you want to hear or they try to be what they think you want, but there's no level of vulnerability. That's what this feels like. This person doesn't know how to be vulnerable, and they're a typical, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, and I felt this energy before it came out, a typical self-sabotager, right? A typical self-sabotager. And I feel like that's the thing, is I feel like that. You're like, well, if I could just get this person to see that I love them or I'm willing to be there for them, if I could just get them to open up or feel safe enough to open up. And it's like, well, sure, everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt. Everyone deserves a chance, right? But if this is continuing to weigh on you over and over again, because this is officially a burden. This is officially weighing on your shoulders. And maybe it has for a while because this person is kind of the reflection of the tendency that you have to settle for lack of reciprocation. Maybe that's why it feels a little heavier. But this, at some point, you have to love yourself first, right? And I feel like that's kind of what is coming through here. This is giving this with growth and this talisman and then power and divine feminine and this knowledge and new life. It's like you're learning so much through this connection about how to take your power back and use that power to make sure that you stop settling for connections that make you feel like this, because you don't deserve to feel like this. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Six of Wands in reverse. For whatever reason, sometimes this happens. I feel like there is, well, these are two of the, I didn't just hide two cards from you guys. These are the two additional major arcanas in this book, in this deck. I want to see the Six of Wands in reverse. I feel like there's a word that I'm missing here. I just feel like I need to look up. Oh. Egotism. Yeah. Egotism, misdirection, doubt, neglect, and out of all of that, egotism makes the most sense. I mean, just based on this energy. Now, I'm not saying this person is like an egotistical narcissist. I mean, remember to take it as it resonates. It doesn't need to be that intense, though. It just feels like this person has a tendency to act from ego instead of from spirit, instead of from heart, instead of from love, right? And that's a protection mechanism. Doesn't make them a bad person. It is a protection mechanism, but that does affect you. And over time, yeah, of course it's going to weigh on you. Of course that's going to become a burden, because that's a heavy weight to carry. Okay, Aquarius, we're going to hop on over to the extended. You have knowledge and new life in between this connection. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card to pull for you guys at the end. Thank you so much, Aquarius, as always, for the support of my channel. It does mean the absolute world to me. I do hope that this reading resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Aquarius.